Welcome back to Gentleman's Corner, guys. My name is David. Today I have a Splendid Saturday video for you. Normally I would be filming this outside smoking, having just filmed a review, but Texas is trying to kill me. And of course I don't mean literally kill me, although it could be construed as that. No, Texas, we are right now in the middle of Texas live oak allergy season. I am deathly allergic to Texas live oak, which helps because I have one in my front yard. So makes it very, very fun to wake up during the day. So I am limiting my outside exposure right now. I was working on my yard earlier this evening and just almost died because the pollen was just getting into my system. You really can't escape it, but when you have a tree dropping pollen in your yard, and then you go out there with a big push broom and push it, there's just no escaping it, okay? There's just not, right? So I'm limiting my outside exposure, and so that's going to come in a little bit later in the video. I'm going to explain how that's going to affect the channel. But first, I wanted to share with you, you may have noticed the title of this video, Other Kinds of Pipers. And I've alluded to it a few times on the channel here, and I've alluded to it in other chat rooms when I've been chatting with Mike from the Briar Blues during his live streams and such. But I wanted to share with you on the channel this very special musical instrument that I play. I don't play it well. I'm not going to mislead you as to the quality of my playing, but I hope that it's at least mildly entertaining. It's a part of my heritage. It's a very close part of my heritage, and so I just wanted to share it with you. And no, the irony is not lost on me that I am doing this while wearing a Irish shirt. I said it last week during my St. Patrick's Day video, and I will say it again today. I am part Irish, Scottish, Welsh, German, French, English. Did I hit all of them? All four countries of the British Isles, plus England and Germany and France. I am constantly at war within myself. So I just want to put that out there, just as a disclaimer. The irony is not lost on me, although I'm sure you will comment on it. But that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove my microphone and place it on the desk here just to help kind of mute some of the loudness of these pipes. But let me go ahead and do that, and I will get set up here. Alrighty, guys. So before we get started, I just wanted to kind of explain to you the setup, because obviously this doesn't look like a normal bagpipe. This is what is called a practice pipe, okay? And so the way that this works is just like a regular bagpipe. There is a chanter, there is a bag with a mouthpiece, and then there are drones. However, these are not the big over-the-shoulder drones that you would see on a great Highland bagpipe, which are two tenor and a bass drone. Instead, this is a bass drone and a single tenor drone, okay? They are in tune, more or less, with the chanter, okay? Now, the other difference between this is it is set an octave lower, and it's set in the key of B flat, which is the concert pitch, okay? Regular bagpipes are set just slightly sharp of concert, but not enough to be a full step sharp, okay? They're kind of in between. That's why they have their own very unique sound, all right? These are also a heck of a lot quieter than normal bagpipes. So I'm not worried about waking up my neighbors necessarily. But my wife may not appreciate me trying to film this over and over and over again. So I'm gonna try and get this right on the first go, but I make no promises. Hopefully this turns out okay, and hopefully it records all right, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put this down on the table, and we're gonna see how this goes. All right, here we go. Okay. Now that I have nearly coughed up a lung playing that for you, obviously I'm not out of breath as I pretend to be, but it does take a lot of breath control to play the bagpipes. Obviously I'm not the best at it all the time. So it's a little hard, and I hope that recorded well. I really do, because I'm not doing that again. So we will see. And again, I do recognize the irony that I'm wearing an Irish shirt playing the bagpipes. I know it's not culturally correct, but I am part Scottish. I am part of Clan MacGregor. I am part Irish. I am part of Clan Kennedy. So I do have a cultural claim to these things, okay? I'm not just appropriating people's cultures willy-nilly. I'm also English, and so that means that I like to tend to take over things that are not necessarily mine and call them mine, but I'm also Welsh, which means I just really don't give a shit. So, anyway, getting back to the video at hand. As I said, I am suffering from Texas live oak allergy. Sorry, I am trying to corral all the cords that are underneath. You all don't get to see this part of the show, but underneath here there is a litany of cords and cables that are constantly being manipulated and by my feet, and so I'm trying to see. There's this thing, and then there's this thing, and it's all over the place. So I'm trying to see if I stick that under my leg. Maybe that'll work. Ah, it worked. How about that? That I'm constantly trying to maneuver. Anyway, as I said, because I am limiting my outdoor exposure, I've decided to work a couple of other products in so that I don't lose out on making videos. Obviously, we are a tobacco channel, and predominantly tobacco. So I will be doing the Undercrown Shade review. I will be hoping to film this tomorrow just because it is a shorter smoke. I should be able to get through it fairly easily. So that should be posting at some point tomorrow. Now, looking ahead, in terms of pipe tobacco, I have Sutliff Molto Dolce, which has been many, many times requested from my viewers that I review. And this will be coming around fairly soon. I've been really, really looking forward to this one. The other tobacco that we have is Baren's Golden Extra. I haven't smelled this since I first got it, and I really was kind of stuffed up that day. Full disclaimer, this is not my review. Don't you take it that way. I'm watching you. Okay. Anyway, moving on. As I said, we're going to be working in other products in the meantime, so I have lined up 3 whiskeys that I'm going to be reviewing. They are the Glenlivit Naduura. This was a graduation gift from my best friend when I graduated law school. And I haven't had a whole lot of it, so this is going to be a fairly unbiased review. So I'm kind of looking forward to this, especially because it's such a big bottle, which means I get to drink a lot. The other ones that I will be reviewing are the Woodford Reserve. This is a classic go-to for the aspiring bourbon taster and bourbon drinker. This is considered a little bit better than, say, Old Forester or maybe Jim Beam. It's considered maybe a little bit more refined, I guess, in its public image. So a lot of people tend to think this is very fancy, or at least, middle of the road. Middle of the road. So I'm looking forward to reviewing this. As you can see, I've not had a lot of this. This is a very small bottle, so it's kind of misleading that the line is right here. But I actually haven't had a lot of it, so I'm very excited for this one. And then I am revisiting an old friend, a very, very dear old friend of mine. Chivas Regal. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Chivas Regal and I have a complicated history, and I will explain it to you now. Chivas Regal, this is a funny story. Not funny for me. Funny ha-ha for you. Funny not for me. Chivas Regal was the very first whiskey that I ever drank. In fact, it was the very first alcohol that I ever drank, period. I did a study abroad semester in London when I was 20. And like every other 20-year-old, when I found out that the drinking age was 18 in the UK, I was ecstatic, to say the least. Oh, you know where this is going. So I'm in my seat on the plane flying to London, my 20-year-old self. And I am sitting there flipping through, Southwest used to have Sky Mall. Okay, well, international flights have, or they used to have anyway, they didn't when my wife and I went on our honeymoon, but they used to have duty-free catalogs. And the duty-free catalog showed you everything that they carried in the duty-free stores at Heathrow Airport. So as we're flying in, I'm starting to look through this, because, I want to see what kinds of alcohol I can buy. I want to see what kind of trouble I get into. Having never had a sip of alcohol in my life prior to this moment, I have no idea what alcohol tastes like. I have no idea what scotch or whiskey or vodka or anything tastes like. So I start reading the descriptions. And I finally get to Chivas Regal. And I knew that I wanted to try whiskey. Okay? It's the quintessential gentleman's drink. So obviously I'm going to try it. I start reading the description. And it says, aged for 12 years in oak barrels. Notes of chocolate, orange, and vanilla. And I was like, orange and vanilla? It's like a dreamsicle. This is going to be great. Oh, ye of little faith, ye of much stupidity. We got off the plane in England, and I immediately went to the duty-free store and bought myself a 750 milliliter bottle of Chivas Regal. We went then to our apartment, and the very first thing that I did was I opened up a bottle of Chivas Regal as such, and obviously the cap is hollow. This is not a corked one because it is a blended whiskey. And I said, I'm going to have a little taste of this. And I poured myself a capful. And I sipped it. Oh, the shock and dismay that I felt in that moment. The utter betrayal that I felt from that description in that catalog to what I tasted in that bottle. It was a true wake-up call. But that being said, I did endeavor to go back occasionally. But for the time being, I had moved on to much sweeter things. But eventually I came back to whiskey, and I bought myself a new bottle of Chivas, and I tried it again. And you'll find out my impressions in the review of this whiskey. I should be posting in the next couple of weeks. So, those three are what we are going to be looking at in the coming weeks, along with tobacco interspersed in between them. So I now have 6 review videos that I have now scheduled with you, and you can hold me to it. So these will be posting over the next 6 weeks. Now, getting to the last item on the list, I don't have any Ask Gentleman's Corner things this week, so I'm not going to address it, but very exciting channel news. We finally hit 500 subscribers, as evidenced by this thing. Isn't that great? I got that email about a week ago. And here's the story. So my channel has been fluctuating, or the channel has been fluctuating between 498 and 502 subscribers all week. There are days where right after I posted the Peterson St. Patrick's Day review, it went up to 502. The next day, it was down to 499. Then it was down to 497, then back up to 501. And it has just been jumping around those numbers for the last week. Doesn't change the fact I'm taking it as a win. Channel fluctuation is normal. So I'm taking this as a win that I finally hit 500, and I am declaring it now because I officially got the email that we have hit 500 subscribers. That being said, I want to thank each and every one of my subscribers. Thank you for making it worthwhile for me to get up and do the show every time that I get up in front of the camera, every time that I speak to y'all. I love the community that the YouTube pipe community has built. I love talking with y'all in the comments. I love talking with y'all on Instagram and Twitter. It means so much to me that you find my content worthy of your subscription. I never have placed myself as entitled to subscribers. Every subscriber to me is earned through the content that I produce, through the interactions I have in the community, and your subscription to me is a vote of confidence to me in my ability to produce that content. And I will continue to endeavor to be worthy of those subscriptions in the coming weeks and in the coming years. So that being said, thank you to each and every one of you that decided to give me your subscription or followed me on Twitter or Instagram. It really is just a humbling experience to know that so many people are interested enough in watching the content that I produce. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope to continue doing better in the future. So other than that, guys, that is the end of the video today. I feel comfortable leaving it on that high note. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit like. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please hit subscribe. And please do hit the notification button next to the subscribe button. It looks like a little bell, and it will send you a notification anytime I upload a new video. If you'd like to connect with me on other social media, you can find the links to my Twitter and Instagram in the description box below this video. Other than that, guys, this has been a splendid Saturday video here on Gentleman's Corner. I hope you're having a splendid Saturday wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. And other than that, have a good one.